Alright guys, this one is a little bit more information. So this is a National Geographic book about insects. Whoa. I think that one there is a praying mantis. But let's look inside and see what it's got. It says, what is an insect? Insects are animals you probably meet most often. They form the world's largest animal group. There are more than 1 million known species or kinds of insects. Scientists place similar insects into about 30 large categories. An ant and a butterfly may seem very different, but they are both insects, and they have these insect features. Insects breathe air. They are invertebrates, so they have a skeleton on the outside of their body. Their bodies have 3 segments. They have 3 pairs of legs, so 6 total. They sometimes have antennae and wings, and most hatch from eggs and may change form several times. See? All kinds of different bugs. Here, there, and everywhere. Insects thrive on all 7 continents in every kind of habitat. They live in the ground, in the water, and in the sky. Some insects even survive in puddles of oil. New species of insects are discovered all the time. Some insects are smaller than the period at the end of this sentence. Others are bigger than a dinner plate. Some insects, such as the mayfly, live only a few hours, and others, such as the queen termite, can have a lifespan of 50 years. That's all them living in different places. They live all over the world. This is a megamoth with a wingspan of up to 12 inches. The Atlas moth lives in the foothills of the Himalaya and elsewhere in southeastern Asia. The front wing tips of the Atlas moth resemble a snake's head. One way the moth scares off enemies. It would take thousands of wasps, one of the world's smallest insects, to cover the wing area of the Atlas moth.
I need a snack of crackers.
Okay, hold on. Mommy's reading a book in a video. Inside out. Insects have skeletons on the outside of their bodies. This exoskeleton, meaning outside skeleton, is made of strong, light material called chitin. Chitin contains protein, as your hair does, which is flexible enough to let insects creep, crawl, jump, fly, and even swim. An insect's body is divided into 3 main parts or segments: the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. Got a grasshopper there.
Where?
And that's a grasshopper. And this is the grasshopper when he's jumping. See?
See?
Yeah.
That grasshopper has wings.
He does have wings, you're right. Bits and pieces. Basic body parts can look different from one insect group to another. The dot-like simple eyes of some insects that eat only plants little resemble the compound eyes of insects that hunt for food. Insects change form during their lives, and their body parts change too. The short, spiky antennae of a moth caterpillar look nothing like the long, feathery ones it wears as an adult moth.
Look
So
at his big eyes.
That's right. They change just like we change. Munch bunch. There are different kinds of mouse in the insect world. Different mouse mean that insects feed in different ways. Look at insects that make a meal from plant parts. Leaf munchers have mouths made for cutting and chewing, while nectar sippers have straw-like mouth parts. Other insects grab prey in their spiny jaws before settling down to eat. Some insects use their spear-like mouths to pierce a victim and suck fluids from its body. Like a mosquito! Ew! You see?
Where?
Wow.
Where?
There's a mosquito right there. And this is an ant. It says it's a bulldog ant.
He has eyes. A lobster?
What is not an insect? Like insects, the animals on this page are invertebrates, called arthropods. Some arthropods often mistaken for insects. Non-insect arthropods. It's a spider, that's right.
Spiders are not insects.
That's right. Such as spiders have a body with 2 segments and 4 pairs of legs. Centipedes and millipedes
Spiders are nocturnals.
have many body segments, each with its own legs. Crabs, lobsters, and shrimp usually have 5 pairs of legs and 2 sets of antennae. So that's a centipede or a millipede. And a spider, that's an arachnid.
That's a lobster.
Yeah, and a tick is actually not an insect. And a scorpion, that's a scorpion.
Where? Scorpions.
Scorpion.
Where's scorpions?
Scorpions live in the desert, where it's hot. Old timers. Insects are the true survivors of the animal kingdom. They crawled, hopped, and flew over the earth long before dinosaurs appeared. The first animals to fly, insects developed wings more than 300 million years ago. Many insects today closely resemble both winged and wingless insects of ancient times. Let's see. There's some dragonflies. And another mosquito up there. Remember we saw the mosquito that was in the amber in Jurassic Park? Let's see. The legs have it. In an insect Olympics, you could expect crickets and their relatives to place well in the hurdles. Long rear legs launch crickets, katydids, and other grasshoppers high into the air, and they can cover great distances with a single leap. Look at their crazy legs. You can jump so far with those.
It has spikes.
That one does, yeah. It says mantises and more. The praying mantis got its name from the way it folds its front legs together. It looks as if it's praying, but it's not really. This meat-eating insect, like all mantises, is a ferocious predator. It waits quietly, twisting its long, flexible body and movable head. Some mantises look like flowers and other plants to trick the insects they eat. Their cousins, the stick insects, are masters of disguise too. That's a praying mantis that looks like a flower. And that's a stick insect. Careful. They're kind of crazy looking, huh? Butterfly basics. There is no single way to tell a butterfly from a moth, but there are some pretty common differences.
Whoa!
Butterflies are usually more colorful than moths.
Look, look, look. Do you see the grass in the middle?
Yeah, it's see-through. Butterflies have knobs on the end of their antenna, while moth antennae are whiter and often feathery. At rest, butterflies keep their wings closed, while moths usually hold them out flat. Butterflies usually live their lives by day, while most moths are creatures of the night. See some different moths. Be careful yelling. There's a video going on and you're going to hurt their ears.
Okay.
And there's the see-through wings Reese was talking about.
Oh.
Amazing.
What?
Changing times. For butterflies and moths, each stage of life has a different look. Butterflies and moths takes the process of metamorphosis further than crickets and similar insects. Unlike a cricket nymph, the caterpillar hatches from a butterfly or a moth egg, looks nothing like an adult insect it will become. The caterpillar is a larva, and to get to its adult form, a caterpillar must go through a resting stage. A butterfly caterpillar becomes a chrysalis. A moth caterpillar spins itself into a cocoon and rests inside as a pupa. So, there are the eggs, and they're in their chrysalises, and they're getting ready to change into butterflies. You gotta hold still, okay?
Sorry.
It's alright. There you go. Monarchs on the move. Each fall, monarch butterflies undertake an amazing journey. They travel from southern Canada and northern United States to the mountains of Mexico or the coast of California. Monarchs can travel up to 180 miles in a day. They spend the winter in their new locations, then make the long journey home again. Soon after mating, they die. Here's all the monarch butterflies that are everywhere in the fall. Very pretty. Beetle boom. Among insects, there has definitely been a boom in beetles. Beetles are the most numerous insects, with more than 350,000 known species living throughout the world. Beetles are hard-bodied animals. Their firm front wings protect their bodies and their rear wings as well. A beetle egg hatches into a larva called a grub. When the grub is fully grown, it becomes a pupa and rests for a while. After some time, the pupa changes to the adult form of a beetle.